That was a little harder than it looks. That was my first shot, and that was my first shot from the kneeling position. So I put a couple of extra rounds here. Hi, this is Greg with Lionquestfitness. You think the day might be slightly humid? Now, if anybody comments, if some jabroni comments that I was exposing myself from shooting from barricade, the camera was set at an angle. Now that was from 10 yards. And a lot of times when we envision ourselves having to defend ourselves, that's what we picture, some dramatic scene where we have to fast draw and shoot from behind cover, and you've got multiple adversaries. But you know something? That might not be what we actually have to contend with. Now let me be a little candid here. Earlier I talked about the fact that we always envision a cut and dry type defensive situation. There's the bad guy threatening a family member or your person, and you pull out your firearm and you go to town. But it's not that simple, and that's why decision making is so very critical before, during, and after any type of self-defense situation. So I'm going to tell you about 4 incidents that have happened to me in the last 2 years. You know, don't look for trouble, because trouble will find you. Within this time frame, I had a beta male all jacked up on steroids try to start a fight with me at the county dump. I had a student in a classroom who was emotionally disturbed tried to jump up and strike me. I had an extended family member who was very high on methamphetamine and some type of hallucinogen, and I was called at 3 o'clock in the morning. This extended family member was running around with an AR-15 and had a handgun, and it shot around past his wife's head, and I had to disarm him. And just recently I had a group of teenagers come onto my property after another group of teenagers who I'd let sit in my yard waiting on the sheriff's office to get there, and I had to deal with that situation because they didn't want to back down. They were there to fight, and they were, you know. But all of these situations were handled without any physical violence. And afterwards, and that doesn't make me some great hero, because it doesn't, because afterwards I had to sit down and think, what did I do wrong? What could I have done things better to resolve that situation? And see, that's how we have to think. We have to have that preparedness mentality. And it's more than just having a handgun like this SP-101 Ruger. You know, it's more than learning martial arts skills. It's more than qualifying at a range. It has to do about thinking about how you would handle different situations and practicing those situations. Now, for those of you who are members of the United States Concealed Carry Association, I highly recommend their training videos that are available to you. You know, start off with the basic ones and work up, even if you've been shooting for 20 or 30 years, because there's always new insights you can learn, and they have a lot of defensive strategies and also legal strategies that can protect you in the aftermath of a self-defense situation. So anyway, I hope you've learned something today from my beebling and babbling. But this is Greg with Lionquestfitness reminding you, always be prepared for the unexpected.